Quote of the week. If you want to learn a language efficiently, you have to give that language life. Hi there, guys. My name is Anna from Speak Easy with Anna Olive. And today I'm here to go over our newsletter, but in video form. So every week on Monday at 6 p.m., we send to everybody that is subscribed to our newsletter a very cool explanation about words, sentences of a cool article or podcast or video. And you can receive that on your email if you subscribe below. So you can subscribe to our channel to get this review on video. And you can also subscribe on the description where we're going to put the link and receive it straight to your email. So you'll have this fresh practice every Monday, and we will be always talking about important events. Because to bring the language into your life, you have to make this language meaningful, make it important to you, connect it to things that you enjoy and care about. And who cares more about the climate, and earth and environment than this generation? It's all over the news about the Green New Deal, climate change, Greta, the girl activist that is leading this revolution on climate change. So I thought it was a good way to start our newsletter talking about this important topic. Okay? So I'm going to review 5 words, and I'm going to give you all the examples and words that I'm reviewing here on the description below. So just access the description and you can get a complete practice with 17 keywords to your mailbox if you subscribe to our newsletter, okay? And it's only going to be available until Sunday before our next newsletter. So make sure you subscribe, okay? Awesome. So the article we are reviewing, it's an excerpt from a book called On Fire. And it's by this Canadian author called Naomi Klein. And her book is called On Fire, The Burning Case for a Green New Deal. And she talks about how the Green New Deal and new policies will be good, not only for the planet and making sure that we survive, human race, hello, but also for our economy. Because she makes a case of how many more jobs and how much more economic growth renewable energy investments will generate. So it's pretty cool. It's not about being good to the earth and blah, 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 which is already very important. It's about being good to ourselves and, still having economic growth, which it's very important, apparently. Anyway, so the first distinction that is really important, it's between fossil fuels and renewables. So when we say fossil fuels, we're talking about gas, petroleum, all that stuff that's not renewable. And when we talk about renewable, it's clean energy, solar, wind, nuclear, okay? Awesome. So I'm gonna be reading the sentence that I got from the article with the word we'll be reviewing, okay? Sentence number 1 on paragraph 1. Critics of the Green New Deal have plenty of serious arguments for why all this is doomed. So critics of the Green New Deal have plenty of serious arguments for why all of this is doomed. So you might be asking, what is doomed, Anna? So think about every single movie you've watched about the end of the world. Like Doomsday. Doomsday is the day that the world ends. The apocalypse is also called Doomsday. Doomsday. So can you tell me what doom means? Doomsday, apocalypse, end of the world? Yeah, so being doomed is being kind of like fated to death or, to disappear. So when they say, we'll be doomed, we're all doomed. They're saying that something will fail, we'll die, something bad will happen. So just remember, like the apocalypse movies that people love to watch. And an example here is, if we keep polluting our planet, we will soon be doomed. Or we are already doomed, whatever you prefer. Awesome. Stay until the end of the video that I will tell you at the very end how to make your practice better, how to be more effective when you're learning new words, okay? Awesome. Let's go for our second word. And the sentence is on paragraph 2. Like a shift from coal to nuclear power. So, like a shift from coal to nuclear power. So, we're talking about a shift. So, that word means just changing something from one thing to another, or shifting places. So, it's a movement. We're shifting this to this. So, we're going from fossil fuels, from coal, from gas, petroleum, to making this shift, shifting your cars and, you know, our houses and in industry from coal to wind power or solar power or something like that. So that's the shift. And the example I can give you is, we should make a shift from fossil fuels to renewables now. It should be a quick shift, right? Because we need it, definitely. Awesome. Always, the description below has all the examples that I'm saying here, okay? Paragraph number 3 has the following sentence. The main trouble with these incremental approaches is that they simply won't get the job done. So, incremental approaches, approach is just the way you deal with something. You approach, if you have a problem, how are you going to try to find a solution is your approach. Some people get angry, some people are calm, different approaches. So incremental approaches is something you do little by little by little by little. And what she's saying here is that dealing with this just like small little changes at a time won't get the job done. So it's not going to help us reverse climate change or stop climate change if we do incremental approaches. She's saying that it needs to be an overhaul, which is our next word. I'll get to that. So incremental approach is just little by little to solve a problem. It's like, you know, if you were about to have a heart attack and your doctor says, you know, lower your consumption of sugars and fats, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm about to have a heart attack, but I'll just like do incremental approaches. I'm gonna do a little bit every day. No, if you're about to die, you're gonna stop something, like right then and there. So that's the difference between incremental. And an example here is, to reduce climate change significantly, we need a radical shift instead of slow incremental approaches. So we need a radical shift, a change, okay? Now for paragraph number 4, we have, the truth is, we cannot lower emissions as steeply and as rapidly as required to swerve off our perilous trajectory without a sweeping industrial and infrastructure overhaul. I know, this is a mouthful. There's a lot to unpack there, and you might need to work on some words in this paragraph. I'm just gonna focus on the most important ones, okay? First of all, overhaul. Overhaul is to change something dramatically in order to improve it. So like our example with the heart attack. If your doctor said, you have to stop eating sugar today, otherwise you're gonna have a heart attack in a month, you'll stop completely, right? You're just gonna change it, everything. That's an overhaul in your life. It's just a complete change. The example I can give you is more than changing people's individual behavior, we need an industrial and infrastructure overhaul. So, you know, the industries change dramatically, where factories find a way to reduce their pollution and carbon emissions. Then there is another one that is swerve off. We're saying we cannot lower emissions as steeply, so steeply like really quickly and rapidly as required to swerve off this perilous trajectory. So perilous trajectory is just a dangerous trajectory, which we're taking with climate change. And swerve off is getting out of the path of this dangerous path. So swerving off is like you're driving a car and then you see a dog and then you just swerve off not to hit the dog. This is an example, is to avoid something that, and then not keep on this path. Maybe you go to a different road or a different lane, okay? You swerve off to a different lane. And the example is we need to swerve off the perilous or very dangerous path of destruction we have entered with climate change. Otherwise, we'll be doomed, right? Awesome. And last but not least, word number 5 from paragraph 5. It immediately saw a spike in job creation. So a spike, kind of like steeply, but a spike is a noun, steeply is an adjective. Spike is a sudden and large increase. So let's say they opened a new restaurant and they created, 200 jobs, which is not true, but anyway. So that was a spike in job creation. And that's what she's saying about clean energies. That's what they create. An example for that is after investing in renewable energy projects, the state of New York saw a spike in job creation. So very large amount of new jobs when they invested more money in renewable energies. Okay? Awesome. So if you're here until now, you want to know how to practice this new vocabulary. I would say go through the examples below and write your own examples with the words and the sentences that I give you below. Make examples about your life, about things you know, about things that are important to you. And that will be a way that you will remember this vocabulary when you see it again. Okay? Thanks for watching this, guys. And if you want a complete practice, again, subscribe to our newsletter down in the description and subscribe to our channel so you will have this video every week when we release it. Okay? Have an awesome day and I'll see you again on our next video.